Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. So for today's discussion, we will continue Human Geography Lesson 6, which focuses on development and the different economic models used by countries around the world. In this lesson, we will understand how countries achieve growth and improve the quality of life of their people through different strategies and approaches. We will also discuss the protectionist model, international trade model, world system theory, Russell stages of growth, new models of development, Human Development Index or the HDI, and the microfinance. We will also learn how globalization, trade, technology, and government policies affect the development of countries. Through this lesson, we will understand that development is not only about wealth and economic growth, but also about improving people's lives, opportunities, and overall well-being. So let's proceed. So the protectionist model is an economic strategy where a country tries to depend more on its products and industries instead of importing goods from the other countries. It is also called import substitution because the country replaces imported products with locally made ones. The main goal of protectionism is to protect local businesses and workers from foreign competition. Governments do this by limiting imports through taxes, restrictions, or bans. Many countries like India, Philippines, and Mexico used this strategy after gaining independence because they wanted to become more self-reliant and strengthen national pride. For instance, some countries created their own car brands instead of importing cars from countries like Germany, Japan, or the United States. However, many of these locally made products were not as reliable or advanced as foreign products, so the strategy often struggled. So there are advantages and disadvantages of protectionism. So the advantages of protectionism is first is more controlled decision making. So the government has more control over the economy and prices. Second is the benefits for local people. So local workers and businesses are protected, which can provide jobs and income. Third is more government involvement. So the government can guide industries and help important sectors survive. Four is food security. Countries can produce their own food instead of depending on imports. An example is Mexico, protecting its corn farmers from cheap imported corn. This helps millions of small farmers earn money and support their families. So let's proceed to the disadvantages of protectionism. First is corruption and inefficiency. So companies protected from competition may become lazy, corrupt, or slow to improve. Second is lack of creativity and innovation. So without competition, businesses may not create better products. Third is limited resources. So some countries do not have enough natural resources, so they still need trade. So for instance, Mexico's oil company called Pemex had exclusive control over oil. While it helped the economy at first, over time it became less efficient and faced problems with corruption. So in a simple main idea, protectionism helps countries protect their own industries and workers. But if there is too much protection and not enough competition, businesses may stop improving and consumers may suffer from fewer choices and lower quality products. So the passage also explains why the protectionist model can become a problem even if it was originally made to help a country become independent and self-sufficient. So one example mentioned is the Pemex. So the government-owned oil company in Mexico for many years, Pemex was the only company allowed to sell oil and gasoline in the country. At first, this helped protect local jobs and gave the government control over oil prices. However, because there was no competition from the other companies, Pemex slowly became involved in corruption, bribery, and unfair business practices. Gas prices stayed high and consumers had no other choices because foreign companies were not allowed to compete. So in 2013, Mexico changed its policy through something called market liberalization. This means the government opened the economy and allowed foreign companies like BP and Shell to operate gas stations in Mexico. For the first time in about 80 years, people could choose between different gasoline companies. competition forces businesses to improve their services, lower prices, and become more efficient. This shows the competition can help both consumers and the economy. The passage also explains another weakness of protectionism. Companies may stop becoming creative or innovative if they are always protected by the government. Since they do not face competition, they may not improve their products or respond to what people need. This happened in Venezuela, where shortage of food and basic goods became common because local producers could not keep up with consumer demand. So another important point is that countries cannot fully survive alone because every country has different climates, resources, and products. Some countries lack enough food, oil, or raw materials, so they need to trade with other nations. So for instance, North Korea has strict control over trade, and because of this, the country often experiences food shortage and hunger. China also experienced famine and shortage when it strongly followed protectionism, but its economy improved after opening trade with the other countries. So overall, the passage teaches that protectionism has both advantages and disadvantages. It can protect local businesses, jobs, and national pride, but too much isolation can lead to corruption. So innovation, shortage, and fewer choices of people. So that is why many countries today combine protectionism with international trade instead of completely isolating themselves from the world economy. So now let's proceed with the two models in global context, particularly why countries choose either the protectionist model or the international trade model, and the effects these models have on society and the economy. At first, many people think that international trade is always the better choice because countries can buy and sell products freely with other nations. However, the passage explains that the situation is more complicated than that. Different countries have different histories, resources, and experiences, which affect the kind of economic strategy they choose. The passage first talks about countries in the Caribbean. Most Caribbean countries were once colonies of European powers. During colonization, these countries were forced to focus only on one agricultural product, such as sugar, bananas, or pineapple. So this system is called a monoculture economy, meaning an economy that depends heavily on only one product. So because of this system, when these countries finally gained independence around 1960s, they discovered that their economies were weak and lacked variety. They were still dependent on their former colonizer for trade, products, and income. So this idea is explained by dependency theory. So dependency theory says that poor countries remain economically dependent on richer countries because the global trade system was created in a way that mostly benefits developed nations while poorer countries provide cheap labor and raw materials. So the passage also gives a simple example to help us understand this. Imagine that all grocery stores suddenly close. Most people would not know how to survive by finding food in the wild because they are dependent on stores. In the same way, former colonies become dependent on stronger countries because of the economic system created during colonization. So because of this dependence, many countries choose the protectionist model after gaining independence. They wanted to protect their local businesses and industries from foreign competition so their own economy could slowly develop. So this decision made sense because local companies were still weak and could not compete with powerful foreign businesses. So this topic also explains world system theory. So this theory says that in the global economy, there are usually winners and losers. Developed countries often become the winners because they benefit from cheap labor and low-cost production in poorer countries. Meanwhile, developing countries often stay poor because they provide labor and raw materials but receive smaller profits. So for instance, is the Utopia. So Utopia exports large amounts of coffee, and coffee is sold at expensive prices around the world. However, Utopian coffee farmers still earn very little money. The profits mostly go to large companies and foreign markets instead of small farmers who grow the coffee. So the passage says that even adding just a few cents more per kilo can greatly improve the lives of these farmers. So to help solve this issue, some groups support fair trade, which guarantees fair wages for workers and farmers. Another problem with international trade is that it can create instability and sudden changes. So, the passage uses Russia as an example. After 1989, Russia shifted from a government-controlled economy to a free market economy and allowed foreign competition in Western countries. We believe this would help Russia become more modern and successful. However, many ordinary Russians suffered because factories closed, jobs disappeared, poverty increased, and social problems like alcohol abuse became common. Some people could not adjust to the new economic system, and life expectancy for many Russians might even decrease. So this topic also explains that some government policies may work in the short term but become problematic in term. For instance, Jamaica protected its farmers from foreign competition by giving subsidies or financial support. At first, this helped local farmers survive and continue producing food. However, over time, the government could no longer afford the subsidies and the country faced economic difficulties. So, another important point in this topic is about collectivism societies. In some cultures, people value cooperation and helping the group more than individual competition. So, because of this, international trade and free market systems can sometimes clash with traditional values that prioritize unity and cooperation over competition and profit. So finally, this topic discusses sustainable development. So sustainable development means balancing economic growth with the protection of the environment and the needs of future generations. So the passage explains that countries like India and China experience rapid economic growth after joining international trade, but this also caused serious environmental problems such as air pollution, water pollution, and overcrowded cities like Beijing and Delhi. So now let's discuss the Rosa stages of growth and political policy. So this topic talks about how countries develop economically over time. So the main question here is, do all countries develop in the same way? So according to an American economist and government official named Wolf Rustow, countries follow a similar path toward development and economic success. So in 1960, he introduced a theory called Rustow's stages of growth. So Rustow believed that countries pass through 5 stages of development before becoming highly developed and wealthy nations. So the first stage is called traditional society. So in this stage, people mainly depend on farming and agriculture to survive. So most families live in the rural areas and produce only enough food for themselves. Technology is limited, trade is very low, and people are mostly focused on local concerns rather than international connection. The second one is called preconditions for take-off. So in this stage, society slowly begins to modernize and manufacturing industries start to grow. So banks begin to appear and trade increases. So people also begin to accept new ideas and technologies, although traditions still strongly influence society. The third stage is the take-up stage. This is the period where rapid industrial growth happens. Factories increase, businesses expand, and profits are invested into new technologies and industries. So society experiences major changes during this period, and economic growth becomes much faster. So the fourth stage is called the drive to maturity. So in this stage, the economy becomes more advanced and diverse. Technology improves, education becomes more important, and people's standards of living rise. Economic growth becomes stronger than population growth, meaning the country becomes more stable and productive over time. So the final stage is the age of high mass consumption. In this stage, people enjoy high incomes and can buy more goods and services than they actually need. Countries in this stage have advanced economies, many industries, and extra wealth that can be used for social welfare programs and public services. So Rostow believed countries like the United States reached this stage in the 1920s, while countries in Western Europe and Japan reached it in the 1950s. So Rostow's theory is connected to something called modernization theory. So this theory says that with the right support, technology, education, and economic policies, all countries can eventually become modern and developed. Because of this idea, many wealthy countries believe they had a responsibility to help poorer countries develop. So this global effort became known as the Development Project. One example of this effort is the Millennium Development Goals, which were created in 2000 by 189 world leaders. So these goals aim to reduce poverty, improve education, promote health, and improve living conditions around the world by 2015. Some progress was achieved especially in China, where millions of people moved from farms to cities to work in factories and manufacturing jobs that paid higher wages. However, not everyone agrees with Russell's model. Critics say that the theory is too simple because not all countries have the same history, geography, culture, or resources. Some countries were heavily affected by colonialism, poverty, wars, or lack of natural resources, which make development more difficult. So critics also say that the model focuses too much on capitalism and Western ideas of success. So another important question raised in this topic is whether all countries can realistically live in a state of high mass consumption. So many people believe this may not be possible because the world has limited natural resources. If every country consumes as much as wealthy countries do today, problems like pollution, environmental destruction, and resource shortage could become much worse. So this topic also explains that one of the biggest obstacles to development is money. So poor countries often lack enough funds for large projects such as roads, dams, electricity, and factories. So because of this, the World Bank was created in 1944 to provide loans for development projects. So an example is the Tarbela Dam in Pakistan. Along the Indus River, the dam helped provide electricity, irrigation, and flood control, which improved many people's lives and supported economic development. However, the project was also controversial because many villages were destroyed during the construction, and some people claim they were never properly compensated. So in this topic, the Russell's model helps explain how countries may develop economically over time, but development is not the same for every country. Economic growth depends on many factors such as history, geography, politics, culture, technology, and access to resources. While modernization and globalization can improve economies, they can also create problems such as inequality, environmental damage, and social destruction. That is why governments must carefully plan development in ways that improve people's lives while also protecting society and the environment for the future. So let's continue discussing the topic about development, specifically the role of the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund or the IMF in helping countries develop their economies. So at this lesson, it first talks about the World Bank. So the World Bank was created in 1944 to provide financial support or loans to countries, especially poor countries, for large development projects. So these projects are meant to improve people's lives and strengthen the economy. So examples include building dams, roads, bridges, schools, irrigation systems, and power plants. So one example in this topic is the Tarbela Dam in Pakistan along the Indus River. So the dam is one of the largest in the world and was financed through a World Bank loan. So its purpose is to help control flooding, provide irrigation for farms, and generate hydroelectric power or electricity. So because of this project, many communities benefit from better electricity and water supply, which help economic development and daily life. However, in this topic, it also explains that development projects can create problems. During the construction of the Tarbela Dam, around 120 villages were displaced, meaning many families lost their homes and communities. So some people also claim they never received the compensation they were promised. So this shows that while development projects may help a country economically, they can also negatively affect people, especially poor communities. next condition is that countries must privilege government-owned assets. This means businesses or industries controlled by the government, such as oil companies, utility companies, or mines, may be sold to private companies or foreign investors. The second condition is reducing government spending. Countries may need to cut budget for social services, food programs, education, healthcare, or even military spending in order to save money and improve the economy. So let's proceed to another topic, which is the new models of development. Specifically, the question, is there more than life than money? So this topic explains that development is not only about becoming rich or producing more goods. In the past, many people believed that a country was developed simply if it had a strong economy, high income, and high production. According to the older development theories like Walter model, the goal of development was to reach the stage of high mass consumption, where people can buy many products and enjoy high living standards. So this is where Amartya Sen introduced a new idea called the capabilities approach. Sen explained that development should not only focus on wealth or GDP. Instead, development should focus on people's freedom, opportunities, and quality of life. According to him, poverty is not simply the lack of money, but also the lack of rights, education, healthcare, and opportunities. Like first, life expectancy, like how long people are expected to live. Second, adult literacy, the ability of adults to read and write. Third is school enrollment, access to education, and the fourth one is the income, how much people earn. So this means that development is now measured not only by money but also by health and education. So this lesson explains that many countries improved their HDI over time. Countries in East Asia and South Asia showed major progress from 1990 to 2015. For instance, China improved from low to high human development, while India improved from low to medium human development. It also explains that some countries perform better human development than expected based on income alone. One example is Cuba. So Cuba has earned income but it provides strong healthcare and education systems. So gender equality, levels of inequality, access to the internet, sanitation and clean toilets, healthcare access, and overall quality of life. So for instance, in rural areas of India, many people still do not have access to proper toilets and sanitation systems, which affect health and living conditions. Another important point is that differences inside the countries can also be very large. In Shanghai, many people enjoy modern lifestyles similar to those in Europe, while some rural areas in China still experience poverty similar to part of Sub-Sahara Africa. This means that development is not equal everywhere, even within the same country. Lastly, in this lesson, it talks about the country of Bhutan, which uses a unique way of mission development called gross national happiness instead of only focusing on GDP. So Bhutan believes that true development should include happiness, environmental protection, social well-being, and spiritual health. Because Bhutan's leaders believe that becoming rich is meaningless if the environment is destroyed or if people are unhappy. This idea connects to sustainable development, which means improving people's lives whilst also protecting natural resources and environment for future generations. So now let's proceed with the microfinance and why it is important in development. So in this topic, it explains that money is one of the biggest factors in development. In the previous discussion, we learned that organizations like the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund or the IMF help countries through large loans and development projects. However, those programs mostly focus on large-scale projects like dams, roads, power plants, and national economic programs. They do not usually help ordinary individuals directly. So because of this problem, a new form of development assistance called microfinance was created. So microfinance refers to small financial services given to poor people or small businesses owners who normally cannot access banks. So these services include small loans or microloans, credit, savings account, insurance, and other financial support. So the main goal of microfinance is to help poor people improve their income and living conditions by giving them access to money that can help start or expand small businesses. So in this topic, it will explain that even a very small loan can create a big change in someone's life. For instance, a farmer who owns only 3 cows may struggle to earn enough income. But if that farmer receives a small loan of around 50,000 pesos, they may be able to buy 3 more cows. With 6 cows instead of 3, the farmer can produce and sell more milk, increase profits, support the family better, and improve their quality of life. This shows that small opportunities can create large improvements, especially for poor communities. This topic also explains that poor farmers and workers in developing countries are often at great risk because they lack access to financial services. Wealthy people usually have access to banks, credit cards, loans, and insurance, but poor people are often denied these opportunities. So without financial support, it becomes difficult for them to improve their businesses or survive the emergencies. So one important organization mentioned is KIVA. So KIVA started as a small project that connected leaders and borrowers from around the world. So through KIVA, people can lend small amounts of money directly to individuals in poorer countries who need help starting businesses, farming, or supporting their families. So according to this lesson, KIVA became very successful and helped more than 100,000 people in 2016 while raising nearly 150 million in loans. One of the most surprising facts is that the repayment rate was about 97%, meaning most borrowers successfully paid back their loans. So this proves that poor people are often very responsible borrowers when given a fair opportunity. So, at this topic, it teaches us that development is not only about helping governments or building large projects. Sometimes helping individuals directly through small loans can create meaningful changes in local communities. So, microfinance allows poor people to become more independent, improve their income, and create better lives for themselves and their families. And microfinance is an important development strategy because it provides financial opportunities to people who are often ignored by traditional banks. So through small loans and financial support, poor individuals can start businesses, increase income, and improve their quality of life. So this shows that even small amounts of money can make a big difference in fighting poverty and promoting development. So now let's proceed to the last topic, which is what does the future hold for development around the world. So in this lesson, it explains that predicting the future is difficult because unexpected events like climate change, new disease, wars, and political conflicts can suddenly change the world. However, despite these uncertainties, many experts predict that future of human development will generally improve. One reason for this optimism is the decline in total fertility rates, meaning families in many developing countries are having fewer children. Because of this, women are expected to gain more opportunities for education and employment. As more women join the workforce, family income may increase, which can improve living conditions and reduce poverty. So this topic also explains that during the 20th century, major improvements happened around the world. People began living longer because life expectancy increased. Infant mortality rates decreased and many diseases become easier to control because of advances in medicine, healthcare, and sanitation. Another important factor in development is globalization and international trade. Economists believe that when countries become more connected through trade, transportation, communication, and business economic growth increase. An example mentioned is China and India, where millions of people move from rural farming areas to cities to work in factories and manufacturing jobs. Because of this shift, development and income improved greatly. Many experts believe that the same pattern will happen in parts of Africa in the future. As companies search for cheaper labor and new markets, more factories and industries will be built there, which could create jobs and improve development. So this topic also emphasizes the importance of technology. So today, people with internet access can easily learn information, communicate, study, and conduct business online. So technology has made the world more connected than even before. So this is an example of time-space comprehension, where technology and globalization make communication and transportation much faster and easier, making the world seem smaller. Many experts believe that the same pattern will happen in parts of Africa in the future. As companies search for cheaper labor and new markets, more factories and industries will be built there, which could create jobs and improve development. So this topic also emphasizes the importance of technology. So today, people with internet access can easily learn information, communicate, study, and conduct business online. So technology has made the world more connected than even before. So this is an example of time-space comprehension, where technology and globalization make communication and transportation much faster and easier, making the world seem smaller. However, this topic also warns that globalization has risks. Design systems that allow the fast movement of information and products can also spread harmful things. This topic mentions that dark web, where illegal activities such as drug trafficking, weapon sales, stolen credit cards, and human trafficking can occur more easily because of modern technology and global connection. This means that development is not always completely positive. While globalization and technology bring opportunities, they also create new dangers and challenges that governments and societies must managed carefully. The future of development is expected to improve because of technology, globalization, better healthcare, education, and increased opportunities for women and workers. However, countries must also deal with challenges such as climate change, illegal activities, diseases, inequality, and environmental problems. The future of development depends on how well the world balances the benefits and risks of globalization and technological progress. The future of development is expected to improve because of technology, globalization, better healthcare, education, and increased opportunities for women and workers. However, countries must also deal with challenges such as climate change, illegal activities, diseases, inequality, and environmental problems. The future of development depends on how well the world balances the benefits and risks of globalization and technological progress. So in conclusion, Human Geography Lesson 6 teaches us that development is not only about becoming rich or increasing a country's economy. Different countries use different strategies such as the protectionist model and international trade model to achieve growth and improve people's lives. We also learn that development can be measured not only through income but also through education, health, quality of life, and human well-being. Overall, true development means creating a better future by balancing economic growth, social progress, and sustainability for present and future generations. So thank you, and that ends my report.